I am Shane Downey, coming to you live from the GBTA Canada Conference. Here joining us today in the broadcast studio is Mike Farrell, Global Commercial Lead at Deem. Mike, how you doing?
Great, Shane. Thank you very much for having me. It's my first time at GBTA Canada. I've been going to GBTA in the US for 20 years, but first time this north of the border here.
Fantastic.
Really happy.
Glad you could join us.
Thank you.
So, where is Deem in terms of supporting new distributional capability, and which global distribution systems do you have NDC, new distribution capability, enabled?
Oh my gosh, this is the first time this entire conference I heard the initials NDC. It's unreal. But great question to ask. It's been a hot topic for the entire conference. Deem, as you know, has always been progressive, out in front in the industry, always bringing content and bringing capabilities to the industry where our online booking tool competitors really haven't had. In our 25 years, that's what we've been known for. We just celebrated 25 years last month. We're really, really proud of that. With respect to NDC, we're out in front as well. We have connections through Sabre and through Travelport with two of the major airlines in North America, and then we'll work in 2024 to continue connections to those other airlines. The NDC panel this morning, our president Kyle Moore was on and did a great job really calling out two things that I want to highlight. One is everybody has the best of intentions here. Everybody's intent is to bring that content to the end user, to the traveler in the best way possible. One of the other panelists mentioned, though, that there is no standards, and that's okay, which is kind of scary, especially to those of us who have lived with standards in the industry for so long. We will continue to work with airlines, as Kyle mentioned, where they're at. We need to meet airlines where they are, and I know I just used a preposition in a sentence, but that's okay. We need to meet airlines where they are with respect to NDC, and they'll meet us where we are. And together, we'll come together to provide that content, which is what we're all intending to do for the end traveler. I anticipate the momentum of NDC content within the OBTs, not just ours, but others as well, to speed up over the next year.
Yeah. So, which GDSs do you support today?
Well, the answer is my favorite answer in high school, which was D, all of the above. We work with the three major GDSs, Sabre, Travelport, Amadeus. We have clients on all of them. Ironically, although we were just purchased by Travelport, the majority of our transactions are on Sabre through the Deem tool. It's interesting with respect, now if you ask with respect to NDC, which are we live with? We've already gone live with both Sabre and Travelport for those airlines that I mentioned, and we're set up with the capability to connect into those other airlines moving forward. I wrote an article about NDC last year, and I think it's extremely relevant here, and it had to do with Rubik's Cube. So Rubik's Cube was invented in the 70s by Erno Rubik, and the irony is he had no idea how to solve it when he invented it. He invented this great puzzle that kids used all over the world, but he didn't know how to solve it. Similar things happened with NDC. NDC was invented or introduced, I would say, in 2012, I believe it was, with no understanding of how to solve for the issue that was at hand. And I think it's all of our responsibilities now to race to solve that for, again, with the traveler as being the main deliverable and the main customer here, to get them the content that they're expecting.
Yeah. And it's certainly been around long enough for when NDC was first introduced, like trying to understand what is this, and you have seen the progression.
Definitely, as did Rubik's Cube.
Yes.
They saw the progression from Erno not being able to solve it to several others. And in fact, one of the ironies, and something I wrote about in the article, was all of us, remember as kids, we could solve for one side. And we were so proud, we were pounding our chest. We're like, I could solve for one side. Very few people in the universe could solve the entire cube itself. And I think that's what's happening, right? GDSs, online booking tools, TMCs, most major airlines have the intent that they want to solve the entire cube. Some, though, are looking at one side being solved already and saying, we won, we got here, when the rest of the cube is all scrambled and messed up. And that's where we need to get to a point in the industry where we're all looking at a complete cube.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. So you mentioned Travelport. Is there a focus to support Travelport, or is Travelport the priority?
We get that question a lot, especially with the acquisition. Deem has gone through an evolution of being its own company, then being acquired, and then being acquired again by Travelport. We're really excited about the Travelport integration. The value of shared services within an organization, and an organization like Travelport to be able to use some of their development departments, some of their marketing departments. However, we remain, and we need to, as an OBT, we remain GDS agnostic. And the reason is because we're TMC centric. So when we're speaking to TMCs about the reseller opportunity, we need to remain GDS agnostic in order to stay relevant and in order to make ourselves more GDS centric with those travel management companies.
Yeah.
That being said, I'll go back to the article again real quick to kind of wrap this up and close it out. One of the things I mentioned in the article was there then became a competition of who could solve for NDC the fastest,
Right.
who could get it. And there is, in the Guinness Book of World Records now, there is a Guinness Book of World Record holder, Max Park, who holds the record for solving it, and get this, 3.1 seconds. We're not going to solve NDC that quickly, but 3.1 seconds, he can solve the Rubik's Cube. In the article I closed out is, my bet is on the GDSs.
Yeah.
To be the Max Park of NDC. They are the premier content aggregators. So whether it's Travelport, our parent company, or Sabre, our partner for 25 years, or one of the other GDSs like Amadeus, where we're investing a lot of money into connectivity with them as well, our money is on the GDSs, because the connecting points are going to be the same whether it's a GDS or an online booking tool. So we have the support of the GDSs to help us with those connections along the way.
Yeah. It's going to be a fascinating evolution.
It's going to be a roller coaster, and I continue to enjoy the ride along the way.
Yeah, no, I think we're all in.
Yep,
So,
absolutely.
well, thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yep.
It's been a great conference, and we really look forward, as Deem and as part of this GBTA community, to really continue to thrive.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us today at the GBTA Broadcast Studio, coming to you live from GBTA Canada.